Alright, back with chapter 23. It says this. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not toil to acquire wealth. Be discerning enough to desist, or to resist. When your eyes light on it, it is gone, for suddenly it sprouts wings, flying like an eagle towards heaven. Do not eat the bread of a man who is stingy. Do not desire his delicacies, for he is like one who is inwardly calculating. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. I mean, don't be friends with someone who don't like you. That's just common sense. Have nothing to do with people like that. You will vomit up the morsels that you have eaten, and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. Do not move an ancient landmark, or enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer, whose Christ is strong. He will plead their cause against you. Apply your heart to instruction, and your ear to the words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with the rod, you will save his soul from Sheol, or death. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart too will be glad. My inmost being will exalt, when your lips speak what is right. Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and direct your heart in the way. Be not among drunkards, I mean, don't be friends with people who drink, or among gluttonous eaters of meat, meaning people who eat all the time. Says not to be friends with them. So don't be friends with drunks. Don't be friends with people who constantly eat, who are gluttons. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and slumber will clothe them with rags. Meaning they're very lazy people. Drunks and gluttons are. They're just lazy. They want to. They do nothing. All they do is lay around the house all day, get drunk, and eat. That's all they do. It says, and they slumber with clothes. It says, then slumber will clothe them with rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice. He who fathers a wise son will be glad in him. Let your father and mother be glad. Let her who bore you rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways. For a prostitute is a deep pit, which leads to hell, prostitution. And adulteress is a narrow well. Adulteresses, adultery will lead you to hell also. She lies in wait like a robber, and increases the traitors among mankind. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who tarry long over wine are drunkards. Those who go to try mixed wine. Do not look at wine when it is red, and when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end it bites like a serpent, and it stings like an adder. It does. That's alcohol. That's what I was saying last night. If you watched my past video from last night. That's why I don't drink. That's why I won't never drink, because all alcohol does is destroys people, destroys families, destroys marriages, destroys relationships, friendships, destroys people. Because people get addicted to the alcohol, they can't get off of it, and it destroys them. That's what it's talking about. It says who has woe, who has sorrow, who has strife, who has complaining, who has wounds without cause, who has redness of eyes. Those who tarry long over wine, those who go to try to mix wine. Do not look at wine when it is red, and when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. Alcohol is very deceptive. So is sin. Yeah. In the end, it bites like a serpent and stings like an adder. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart utter perverse things. That's what happens when you're drunk. When you're drunk, you see things that are not there, and you utter perverse language. You will be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on top of a mast. They struck me, you will say, but I was not hurt. They beat me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake? I must I must have another drink. I mean, that's drunks for you. They get they get in so much crap, drunks do, that they don't know how to get out of it, so they just keep drinking, 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 drinking. Instead of trying to get out of that lifestyle, they keep drinking, drinking, and drinking, drinking, just digging their problems even deeper and deeper and deeper, where they can't get out. But if they would just repent of that stuff and turn away from it and turn back to God, and God will help them get over their addiction to alcohol. But people nowadays, they think they've got to have alcohol to have a good time, which is false. You don't need beer to have a good time. You can have a good time without beer. Um, but people today, they get addicted to alcohol and they can't get off of it, and it ruins their life. So it's sad. It really is. So that's 23, and I'll be back with the 24 here shortly.